Hello, and welcome to the Spotlight USC webinar. I will be walking you through the application process today. My name is Grace Pfister, and I am a Graduate and International Credentials Analyst in the Central Office of Graduate Admission at USC. All graduate applications are processed through our office. I also work very closely with the academic departments who determine an admission decision. Let's get started. Our purpose today is to learn how to submit an error-free USC graduate application, identify common time-consuming applicant mistakes so you can avoid them, and learn how to access your decision notification using u.usc.edu. Now that you know about our purpose, let's touch on USC's mission at large. We have over 400 world-class graduate programs across 18 schools, 23,000 graduate and professional students representing all 50 states and 135 countries, and over 8,700 international students enrolled, one of the highest in the United States for the past 13 years. I'd like to tell you a little bit about different reasons to consider USC. First and foremost, we are located in the heart of downtown Los Angeles. This is a fantastic location for internships, jobs, and to build your network in the entertainment, technology, and business industries, among others. We also have a strong alumni base of over 300,000 Trojans, and this allows you to connect with the Trojan family network worldwide. In addition, we have a student-to-faculty ratio of 9:1. This allows for personal attention and engaging research opportunities. Speaking of research, USC is a Tier 1 research institute. If you are looking for fantastic research opportunities, look no further. Our students, staff, and faculty are continually funding labs, working on projects, and contributing to the body of knowledge in many different areas. You may be wondering about the difference between the Central Graduate Admission Office, which is where I work, and the academic departments, so let's clear that up. The Central Graduate Admissions Office is where all graduate applications are processed. Once this process is complete, the department is notified. Academic departments consist of faculty committees within each program, and they are the ones who make the final admission decision. Programs are not one-size-fits-all, and some programs have different admissions requirements. It is very important that you check your program for selectivity and supplemental materials. I will talk more about this later. The application process can sometimes be overwhelming, but I will do my best to break it down for you here. You may ask yourself now, what should I be doing? The first thing to remember is our fall 2016 deadlines. For the majority of our PhD programs, the deadline is December 1st. For master's programs, the deadlines vary by program, so it is important that you follow up with your specific program. You should also think about scholarship consideration deadlines if that's something that you're interested in. Those are generally December 1st. In addition, some schools, for example, the Viterbi School of Engineering, have later deadlines, such as December 15th. So once again, I encourage you to check with your program. Next, you should also begin thinking about scheduling required tests. First, the GRE and the GMAT. These exams are valid for 5 years before the start term. For example, if you are applying to the fall 2016 term, we will need scores from August 2011 or later. You should check with your department for recommended scores. If you are an international student, you might be required to take the IELTS, TOEFL, or PTE exam. These exams are valid for 2 years before the start term. So if you're applying for fall 2016, your score needs to be from August 2014 or later. I will touch more on these exams in the coming slides. You should also make sure that you have an updated resume or CV, and that this accurately reflects your educational and work history, as well as your future goals. You should confirm your department and program deadlines. As I mentioned, these deadlines vary by program. It is your responsibility to confirm deadlines as well as supplemental application materials, if applicable, for your respective program. You should also contact your recommenders. It is a good idea to ask early so your recommenders have time to write a quality recommendation. And finally, you should obtain transcripts with copies of diploma certificates. If you have already graduated and have received a diploma, we need a copy of certificates. If you are still enrolled in an undergraduate program, this does not apply to you. If you are applying to fall 2016, we will need grades through spring 2015. Without these grades, your transcript is not complete. For international students, official English language proficiency test scores are required. Exceptions are listed on the graduate admission website on the requirements by country page, which I will show you later. There are no minimum scores required for admission. However, we do have some benchmark scores that can help you determine whether additional ESL classes would be required on campus. For master's applicants, we usually look for a 90 total for the TOEFL, with a 20 in each section, or for IELTS, a 6.5 overall, with 6 in each band. For PhD applicants, the stakes are a bit higher, and for TOEFL, overall, we would look for 100, with 20 in each section, and for IELTS, a 7 overall, with 6 in each band. Not meeting minimum scores does not make you ineligible for admission. For fall 2016, your test must have been taken during or after August 2014, as they need to be taken within 2 years of your start date. The majority of USC's graduate programs require the GRE or the GMAT. The GRE SEEB code is 4852, and you can indicate USC when you are taking the test. For fall 2016 admission, your test must have been taken during August 2011 or later, as it needs to be taken within 5 years of your start date. The next step is to pay your application fee and to consider sending your test scores. For the application fee, most programs it is $85. For the Marshall School of Business, it is $150. As far as your test scores go, all scores must be sent electronically. Paper scores, student scorecards, and self-reported scores are not sufficient. In order to send your TOEFL and GRE scores, the USC institution code is 4852. There is no department code necessary. To send IELTS scores, please select the University of Southern California from the list of available institutions on the day that you sit for the test. Please do not send us any documentation until you have your USC ID, because it will get lost. Now that we've mentioned the pre-application checklist, let's visit these items in action. You are ready to apply. You can start by visiting the graduate admissions website, as you can see here, and click on Apply to USC. Once you've clicked here, you need to create a personalized PIN and password to log in to the application. New applicants should click here to create an account. Please follow the instructions to create a password. Do not lose your PIN. You need this PIN to log in to the application and save it if you choose to come back later. I recommend writing it down and keeping it in a safe place. You must enter your name as it appears on your passport, and you should use an email that you check often, as all of your communications from USC will be coming to that email. Your birth date should be ordered, month, day, and then year. Once you have completed these steps, you will immediately receive an AY application PIN. This is different from your USC ID. The application PIN is only used for accessing your application. The USC ID is 10 digits. Your USC ID will be sent to you within 48 to 72 hours of completing the AY application. Again, please type your name as it appears on your passport. If you are admitted, this is important for the I-20 and visa process and will help us to reduce errors at a later date. Please also remember not to reverse the order of your name. If your name has changed, please update it in the application. For example, if you have married and you no longer use your maiden name, you can update it here. If you already have a USC ID from a previous application, please enter it here. This way, we can merge your old application with your updated materials. Please read the application instructions carefully. Note if you are required to submit supplemental materials. As I mentioned, not all programs require supplemental materials. Each link on the slide provides helpful information about each section of the application. Please include a detailed educational history. High school transcripts are not necessary. We just need transcripts from all institutions attended for undergraduate and graduate study. You can also look up your respective school by country and ETS code. The more specific, the better. If there are too many schools, include more information in your search. I'd also like to mention a few special conditions. For dual degree holders, please submit transcripts from both institutions. For Indian students, please enter the degree awarding institute and not the affiliated college. I mentioned this page earlier in our presentation. It is only applicable for international students who are curious if they are required to take English proficiency exams or not. First, you visit the International Students tab on the Graduate Admissions website and click Admission Requirements by Country. This is the best place to find out if you are or are not required to submit English proficiency exams. As you can see, you select your continent and then your country, and more information will be provided for you. Again, please check your department website for more information on program deadlines. You should also check for more information on application details, scholarship consideration, program expenses, and supplemental materials. This is also where you find out about uploading scans of transcripts and diploma certificates to your application. Some of these materials can potentially be submitted after the application deadline, so please check with your department. You can upload revised copies, but try to submit the most updated when you apply. We cannot guarantee that these revised copies will be considered in your application. Please verify supplemental application requirements with your department. This might include your statement of purpose, writing samples, research publications, and letters of recommendation. Not all programs require supplemental documents. Please note that most of our arts programs require a second application via SlideRoom. In regards to financial documents, please visit our Submitting Financial Documents page for more information and helpful links. This includes a proof of funding breakdown, as well as acceptable financial documents, more information on how to obtain a visa, and financial statement expense figures. Financial documents must be dated within 1 year of the program start date. Once you have these documents settled, please email a copy of your passport and evidence of financial support to usci20@usc.edu. This information only applies to international students. I would also like to mention required documents for immigration. Once again, this information only applies to international students. Submission of a copy of your passport and dependents, if applicable, is mandatory for all admitted international applicants. We recommend that master's students submit adequate financial documents and a passport copy at the time of application. This helps us to expedite our process. For PhD applicants, no proof of funding is required. It is also not required for admission consideration, but as I mentioned, helps to expedite I-20 processing if you are admitted and certified. If you wish to wait until a decision has been made on your application, you may do so. Guidelines for acceptable types of financial documents are available online at the link listed here. If you do decide to send your documents before a decision is issued, please scan and email your documents to usci20@usc.edu. I've also included a slide about common mistakes to avoid in the application process. First, make sure you do not have incorrect biographical information. So please ensure that your name, birth date, citizenship, and address is correct and that you indicate all names first and last. Please make sure that you have a complete education history. A lot of students will include an incomplete education history and lack different universities that they've attended. This slows down our application process. Please also make sure that you have all your academic records included and that you have updated academic records. For fall 2016, grades are required through June 2015. So 6 semesters or terms is equal to 3 years. Please make sure that you send your documents after you submit your application. If you send them before, they are likely to get lost. Students also send academic documents without their USC ID, which also makes them likely to get lost, so please wait for your USC ID. I'd also like to mention fee waivers and the difference between domestic and international student fee waivers. Domestic students, please include proof of why you qualify for a fee waiver. International students do not qualify for fee waivers unless you are a USC alum or a current student. Also, you do not need to respond to the USC emails. Now that you've submitted your application, you might be curious about what happens next. Just so you know, it takes approximately 4 weeks of processing time for your transcripts, so please be patient. It also might take additional time for a program application and interview. I would encourage you to follow up with your department to see what their protocol is. In regards to application status checks, we will notify you if something is missing, but not if your application is complete. If you need to know if your application is complete, please feel free to email gradadm@usc.edu. Your decision will be posted at u.usc.edu. After you have completed and submitted your application, it will be reviewed by the Office of Central Graduate Admission, that's me, and your respective department. Then a decision will be placed on your file. Once you have applied and received your USC ID, you can create a USC account. You must use the same email that you used to apply. Then you can go to u.usc.edu and register for your account at the address listed here. This service gives you access to your decision letter, financial aid award, and if admitted, your certification of enrollment. Please note that Marshall School of Business applicants do not use u.usc.edu. Online program applicants also do not use u.usc.edu. Please follow up with your department to find out how your decision will be posted if this applies to you. We know that paying for USC is a major investment in your personal and professional future. However, we believe that the benefits of being part of the Trojan family are very positive, such as the amazing USC alumni and job network connections, our career center, and earning a degree that will help you to meet your career goals. We offer various assistantships, fellowships, and scholarships here at USC. Most PhD students are fully funded, and merit scholarships are available to master's students, and they vary by program. So once again, I encourage you to follow up with your program. Both domestic and international students qualify for student employment. Domestic students qualify for federal work study. I've included a link here for you for more information. International students qualify for on-campus employment as well as private loans, and I've also included a link here. We do also have external scholarships available, as you can see below. I'd also like to mention that we welcome fully sponsored students, such as Fulbright students and Saudi Arabian cultural mission students on campus. Don't worry if you can't physically attend USC on campus. We still have over 80 high-quality online or hybrid programs available. These programs are convenient and flexible, but still uphold USC's reputation for excellence. If you need additional academic support with the English language or test preparation, look no further. Our International Academy is a great option for extra academic support. It prepares students for the rigors of graduate study, teaches them to read and critically assess academic texts, better develop communication skills, and improve test-taking strategies, just to name a few. We also offer a pre-master's program to provide extra preparation before taking the next steps in your education, as well as an intensive English program and master's preparation program. Please visit our International Academy website for more information below. Finally, I've also included some important contact information. I encourage you to utilize these resources. Thank you for your participation, and best of luck in the application process. Fight on!